guys, welcome to today's Los Blancos Podcast. Today we'll be discussing the Espanyol game, as well as something a bit off topic. We'll be discussing Luka Doncic going to the Lakers, basketball, NBA, and we'll be discussing that. Let's start with the Real Madrid loss. It was a poor game. It was a really poor game, and it was just one of those games where you go away to Espanyol, in Espanyol and in Barcelona, and you just struggle, and it was really bad. Like there's no escaping it. We deserve to drop points here at the minimum, and unfortunately that means we now have 1 point ahead of Atleti instead of 4, and Barca now today have the opportunity to cut the lead against Alaves at home, and so that's not great. Let's start with the defense, because I think that's the most appropriate place to start. It wasn't a great defensive performance whatsoever. They really were bad defensively, and it kind of started from the moment Rudiger went down, and suddenly that's such a big issue. Now, you can complain about all the ACL injuries, all of this, that, and the other, which is just freak injuries. Fair enough, but this Rudiger injury has been coming. It's been coming, and it's kind of a miracle that it didn't happen earlier. He was strapped up on his left leg already, left knee, and it looks like what went was his hamstring, and so it was just inevitable that there was going to be some sort of muscle strain, and we would be pretty lucky if it was just a muscle strain and he's out for like 2, 3, 4 weeks maybe. I just think this is really bad going ahead into the Atleti game, going ahead into a Manchester City tie. Losing Rudiger at this point in the season could be catastrophic, and so I'm really worried about that. But I mean, beyond that point, we brought in Asensio, but I thought Tchouaméni was really poor in this game, and it's often the case when we play badly that Tchouaméni plays like this as well. He was really bad. Like, his defending in this game, it looked so like last ditch. Every time he went try and win the ball back, it would look really last ditch, and it looked really pathetic. Attempt at it at getting the ball back, and it was just constantly just looking like he was not used to it. Fran Garcia, I think, put up a fight, but still you can see the defensive shortcomings when Fran Garcia is playing in this type of team in this game, and I think Fran Garcia wasn't great either, and so I'm just stunned at that. Right back, Lucas Vázquez wasn't great either, and he's really poor. I think there was nothing I could say about it, but I think Lucas Vázquez, every time he gets the ball, I'm just worried. It looks like he's just uncomfortable on the ball, and I'm just totally just like stunned every time he gets the ball. It's just not good enough. Let's get on to the attack, because it just wasn't great from the attack either. Like, the front three, they just don't look great together. Vini, Mbappe, and Rodrigo don't look great. They don't look smooth. They don't look whatever. Mbappe just kind of like cowers when Vini comes back into the team. And there was one instance in the first half which really summed it up all for me, is the fact that on the right hand side they were all playing on the right, and they all went to the right hand side at the same time, all 4 of them, which is crazy, because we all think of them as a left-sided players, but they all drifted to the right. I don't get why they all have to just concentrate themselves like that. And when Espanyol are playing such a deep block, it's so important. The guys like Pep Guardiola will always tell you the most important thing is to get wide and stretch the defense, so that you can get these nice gaps in the defense. We didn't do that. We kept them nice and compact. We made it easy for Espanyol. And yeah, we had some opportunities. There was that one where Rodrigo hit off the post, Mbappe hit off the post. There were some other opportunities that we had that Joan Garcia saved, but overall, we made it way too easy for Espanyol to defend us. And if it wasn't for individual moments from us to just break open the defense, like Rodrigo did, like Vini did, it was poor. I mean, if we were to dissect the performances individually, I think Vini was really pathetic, and I think after that goal, which was an excellent finish, he didn't look right. It didn't look right for him. And what can I do? I think it was really poor from him, and then Mbappe, just, like I said already, Rodrigo was trying things. And he was doing things, but at the end of the day, there was nothing he could do. In the end, and then in terms of Jude, it just wasn't his finest performance. He didn't look great. His shooting boots weren't on. There was some opportunities he had which were just really bad shots. And suddenly it just didn't work for us in this game, and I think it comes down to it again. The space in the attack is just not right. You've got to find a way that these guys need a bit of structure, and my solution is, for me, I think the main solution is to restrict the freedom that these players have, and I know that's what made Vinny so great in the first place, giving Vinny that freedom to do whatever he wants. But I think these attackers need some attacking discipline, to be honest. I think that's what suits them the best, because at the moment they're not working out together, and they're not smart enough to work it out together amongst themselves. So I think there needs to be a manager who comes in and dictates what they do, because right now it's not looking good from them. I'm not happy with the performances on their end, and so I think it's not great that. I think it's not great from what we're seeing from them. Then if we go back to the midfield, I think it wasn't a bad performance, but it's just sloppy. It was sloppy from the midfielders. There were so many opportunities that Fede just gave away the ball, which is just so untypical of Fede. But I think it's just what's happening these days, and I'm not happy with it whatsoever. And then listen. The reason I'm not talking so well about this game is because my head's on a different planet right now. Not about the Real Madrid game, because now we're going to move on to the situation in the NBA. Because if you guys don't know, I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan, and the Dallas Mavericks are a team right now. Last year they went to the finals. And they lost against the Boston Celtics. But it was a finals run in which a lot of people didn't expect us to go that far. And it was one in which all of the players contributed, but none less than Luka Doncic, who is our guy, who's the guy that we drafted in 2018, who is the guy who we nurtured until this point, who we grew alongside us, who we built the whole team around. Just to put it in perspective, right? Luka Doncic is our homegrown star that we've built around, right? And this offseason, this last offseason, we went and got Klay Thompson, who's the best catch and shoot guy of all time, and we went and got him. We got Kyrie a couple of years ago, who's probably one of the best on the ball players of all time. We went and got Derek Lively, a young player who's very good at just catching and finishing, and also just stopping people at the rim. We got Daniel Gafford, who fits that same profile, but obviously is a little older. We got PJ Washington, who's a very great defender. Does a lot of things on the offensive end as well. We did all of this, and it fits so perfectly around Luka. Luka Doncic he's a player who loves to get the ball in his hands. He's a ball dominant guy, and he will just chuck things up for the other team. He'll make sure that our team gets the ball, and he'll throw lobs for our team. He will make sure that all of our guys get plenty of opportunities to shoot from the 3-point range. He will make sure that he gets his own as well. He's averaging. He's one of the best scorers in the league, alongside being the best creator in the league. He is an all-round offensive engine, and we built this team around him. We built this team around him to fit him on the offensive end. And we built this team around him to cover for him defensively as well, because he's not a great defender, but we covered for him. And he's 25. That's the most important thing. He's 25. He's got a decade to go beyond this point. And we just ripped it apart. We've ripped it apart. We've ripped it apart for nothing. That's what pisses me off the most, is the fact that we ripped him apart for Anthony Davis, who's 31, he's injury prone, he's breaking up at this point, and he's not as good as Luka Doncic is. Luka is a top 3 player in the league, minimum. And Anthony Davis is probably a top 10 player, closer to the 10 mark. I understand why they would have done it, because Anthony Davis is very good. I understand that, you want to get Anthony Davis because if he would fit in the team quite nicely defensively, but you don't do it by removing Luka Doncic. That's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. Because if everybody in the league would want Luka Doncic. That's the situation. So you could have traded him to wherever you would have wanted. You could have traded him anywhere. Anywhere you could have traded him, and you traded him to the Lakers. You traded him to the Lakers to get Anthony Davis and a first round pick. One pick. You got one pick for possibly the best player in the league. One pick. We've seen guys like Rudy Gobert go for 4 picks. We've seen Kevin Durant go for 5 picks. You got Anthony Davis, who, let's say, Anthony Davis' ability probably warrants 2 or 3 picks. And you got 1 pick in exchange. In 4 years' time, I saw this, in 4 years' time, in 2029, you will have, OKC have our first round pick. They have it, and whatever record we have, we give it to OKC. And at that point, Kyrie Irving's going to be 35, 36, and Anthony Davis will be 35. So you've just given OKC a beautiful pick for 2027, 29, when they're already the best team in the NBA. Luka Doncic was our future. He was our now. He was the best situation you could have now, and he was the best situation you could have in 10 years' time. And you've just got rid of him. I mean, the situation is you've given the Lakers something that I don't understand how the Lakers, they just do it. They do it every single time. They went from Shaq and Kobe, they went to Kobe and Pau Gasol. Then they went from Kobe and Pau Gasol to LeBron and Anthony Davis, and now they're going from LeBron and Anthony Davis to Luka Doncic and whoever the fuck they want, because they're the Lakers. And we wonder how the Lakers keep doing it, because teams like stupid ass teams like the fucking Dallas Mavericks just give the fucking players to the Lakers. I just can't believe it. Like, I mean, obviously the Lakers are just gonna take it. Like, you offer a 25-year-old who's gonna be an MVP, who's gonna lead your team to a title in the future, for a 31-year-old whose body's breaking down and 1 first-round pick. I can't imagine how that GM call went. We want Anthony Davis, said Nico Harrison. We want Anthony Davis. What's it gonna take? And the Lakers are like, well, we're not giving you Anthony Davis. And then Nico Harrison says, we're gonna give you Luka. I can't believe it. Like, that's impossible. He's untradeable. If you say there's 2 players in the NBA for me that are just totally untradeable under any circumstances to their team, maybe 3. I'd say 3, maybe 4. Maybe 5. Maybe 5. You'd say Luka's untradeable. You'd say Wembanyama's untradeable. You'd say Nikola Jokic is untradeable. You'd say Giannis is untradeable. And you'd say Shea's untradeable. Everybody else in the league would say that those players you're never going to get in a million years. And the Lakers got him. The Lakers got him without even giving up more than 1 first-round pick. They gave up a 31-year-old. I don't care if it's Anthony Davis. You gave up a 31-year-old and a first-round pick. That's an absolute fleece. In any day and situation, that's an absolute fleece. And you got it. The Lakers got it. You could have traded him anywhere, and you could have got 7 first-round picks for Luka Doncic. You could have got 7. We've never had. I don't believe in my head. I can't think of a single opportunity where a player of Luka Doncic's ability at his age got traded like this. I can't think of a single opportunity in my head. I can't think of a single time that's ever happened. Never. And you got 1 first-round pick. Guys like Rudy Gobert went for 4. You got 1. There is no future on the Dallas Mavericks. You might go ahead and win now. I don't know. They might go ahead and win this season. I seriously doubt it, because the ceiling for this team was Luka Doncic. the fact that you knew that you had Luka Doncic coming back from injury, and you knew that was the ceiling for this team. Now what's the ceiling? Now the ceiling is very much what you see right now, which is an 8th seed, eighth in the West, and you're just banking on the fact that OKC are going to shit themselves every time they see the Dallas Mavericks, every time they see PJ Washington, because there is no way that the Mavericks win in the Western Conference. It's too stacked. It's too much. I think they are still the second best team in the West. But it's very much close now because, I think they've definitely got worse since this trade. I don't think this trade suits them at all. And suddenly you've given the Lakers a future. You've given them a lifeline. You've given them a way out of the Anthony Davis ship, which is going down at this point. They were fifth in the West, but the ship was going down, with Anthony Davis and LeBron. LeBron's getting worse at this point. He's 40, which is fair enough, right? And he's obviously getting worse. But you've given them a lifeline now, and you've given them an ability to get out of that situation, which is just unforgivable if you're the Dallas Mavericks. And I can't defend it. There's just no way I can defend this poor state of affairs which is just going on around the Mavericks right now. And what can you do? What can I do but just sit here and just watch in horror, in shock and horror as this team just capitulates on itself. And, it's only so much until Kyrie starts regressing, because he's 32. He's 32 and he's a small guard. He's gonna start declining soon. And Anthony Davis is gonna start declining soon. And Klay Thompson is gonna start declining soon. And then what happens then? Because you don't have any first round picks beyond that point. You have this year, and then you got 2029, which you've just got from the Lakers. You got nothing beyond that point. Well done. That's just stupid. And the one thing you had was Luka Doncic, who was going to be your future. He's going to be your now. He was your past. He was your now. He was your future. Now he's gone. So, good luck, because there's just no way we can get back out of this, and it's my head is absolutely seething, and I went to sleep last night. I don't obviously live in America. I went to sleep last night, after the Real Madrid loss, and thinking, what, I'm going to go to sleep. I'm not going to comment on this game just now, and I'm just going to go to sleep, and I'm going to wake up feeling calm and lightheaded. I wake up, I look to my right, I pick up my phone, I open up Instagram, and the first thing I see is Shams Charania and his tweet saying Luka Doncic is being traded to the Los Angeles Lakers, and I just think, whatever, it's probably just fake news or whatever. It's not fake news. It's not fake news. Do you know how insane it is that I still think it's fake news? I'm still coping in my head that it's fake, and it's not. It's not. It's real. It's real life. It's here. It's here, and Luka Doncic, who was going to be a future Maverick, man. He was always going to be the guy. He was the successor to Dirk Nowitzki. He was the guy. He was going to be here forever. And he was going to take Dirk's crown, and he was going to make sure that the Mavs are going to be safe for the next 20 years. And it's done. It's over. He's done. It's just, it shouldn't have ended like this, man. It shouldn't have ended like this, and now the Lakers have just got an absolute tap in. They've got an absolute star in the making for the next 10 years or so, and Dallas are fucked for the next 10 years. They might be okay for the next 2 years. They will be okay for the next 2 years. They're going to make the playoffs easily about the next 2 years. But they're fucked beyond that point. They're totally fucked beyond that point, because right now, what are the young players on the squad? We've got PJ, who's 26. We've got Gafford, who's 26, or that's something, 27, I think. You've got Derek Lively, who's 20. You've got Omax, who's 20. and then that's it. That's the young core of the team. You got Quentin Grimes, is 26, probably something like that. That's not a young core. That's not a young core that you should be excited about. This Mavericks future is looking bleak now. Whereas before it was looking pretty okay. It was not looking like, something amazing, but it was okay enough, with Luka. This team was gonna. I was confident this team was gonna go ahead and get to the finals again after last year. Not anymore. I'm not confident with that at all anymore. And oh my god, it's I'm just seething still. I just can't fathom. I can't fathom the fact that Luka Doncic is gone, man. Luka Doncic is a Laker with LeBron James. And this brings us into the next point, which is the fact that I don't think this is a plan by the Mavs owner. And obviously this is a new Mavs owner who took over from Mark Cuban. I think this is an overall plan to try and dry out the fan base, try and make sure that the fan base dies in Dallas so that they can move them to Las Vegas. There was a bit of talk about it before. Luka Doncic was a lot of this team's fan base, and now suddenly they want to move. I'm going to guarantee they're going to move this team to Las Vegas. And I'm so pissed because Mark Cuban would not have let this ever happen. He would not have let Luka Doncic, his prized asset, go to the Lakers. He would have never let that happen. And you can have a lot of criticisms of Mark Cuban, but this would have never happened under his watch, and suddenly it has. Well, there you go. There's today's Los Blancos podcast. Yeah, I mean, we're done. We're done here. Obviously, the Los Blancos podcast, not so much Los Blancos podcasts. Let's say the Los Mavs podcast today. And obviously, if you played for Real Madrid. Luka played for Real Madrid once upon a time, so that's how I'm going to link it. But yeah, good luck, Luka. I'm still going to love you because you were absolutely great. You didn't deserve this. You didn't deserve to be disrespected by the front office like this again. And yeah, Luka and Kyrie gone too soon. That's all I can say. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.